first session is a Fireside chat, which is about the tech talent pool, scarce capital in emerging cities. Yesterday and day before yesterday, a lot of discussions have happened on the great challenge of getting talent, quality talent in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Even if there are quality talents, the challenge is not from the talent pool, but the family members questioning whether there will be proper infrastructure and facility for the people who are coming to places like Wayanad and interior places for their accommodation and other social infrastructure. So today we are going to talk about the tech talent pool, a scarce capital in emerging cities, role of premier institutions and advanced skilling centers in building tech talent. We are joining us first as the speaker of our sessions. So I'm going to invite our panel members. It is an honor to invite Professor Prasad Krishna, the Director of National Institute of Technology, Calicut, with over 37 years of experience in academia and industry. His insights promise to shed light on the vital role of premier institutions in shaping the tech talent landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together and welcome Professor Prasad Krishna, the Director of NIT Calicut. It's an absolute honor to have you here, sir, at KTX 2024. Next, dear delegates, we have the distinguished Dr. Saji Gopinath, the Vice Chancellor of Digital University of Kerala, a trailblazer in digital transformation. His expertise in fostering industry-academia collaboration will provide invaluable perspectives on nurturing tech talent in emerging cities. So let us give a big round of applause to Dr. Saji Gopinath, the Vice Chancellor of Digital University of Kerala. Welcome, sir. And now let's introduce our moderator, who's been moderating many sessions yesterday and day before yesterday. He is Mr. Raveendran Kasthuri, a strategic executive and board member of NIT Calicut. He was the former managing director of none other than IBM India. And with a proven track record in driving growth and fostering teamwork, Mr. Kasthuri will guide our discussion with finesse, as he has been doing for the past 2 days. So let us welcome Mr. Raveendran as well with a big round of applause. So, Mr. Raveendran, over to you. Thank you.
Good morning. Okay, so I was told that we have a very limited time today, even though it was planned initially for 40-45 minutes, and because of the schedule and some of the new things has come in, and we are trying to make it as short as possible, but then at the same time we want to hear a lot from some of the best panelists we can really think of. So I think today's topic is a very relevant topic, especially for the Calicut city. So I don't think I need to delve too much into how the technology landscape is changing across, right? And we are hearing today all about AI, ChatGPT, ML, and whatever we can think of in the technology, and the digitization across the globe is changing dramatically. And then the cities like Calicut faces a huge challenge in talent development, right? And we have the best possible panelists we can get, right? And we have Professor Prasad Krishna, who is coming from the NIT as the director, and he, within 2 years after joining 2021, is that right, sir? In NIT Calicut, we have seen tremendous change and focus he has brought into how we can really develop the talent within NIT, as well as I think his connection with Calicut itself was very different compared to what we have seen in the past. So that way, thank you for taking so much interest in Calicut, and we definitely would like to hear from you how the institute can play a much bigger role in nurturing that talent. And today we talk about institute. I think most of the issues we face is in institute industry. Skill-wise, we have a huge gap, right? And that is what we hear all the time. And now we have somebody, Dr. Saji Gopinath, who redefined the way industry can be integrated into curriculum and so many other things, right? He made something called Digital University, which was first of its kind in India. and which actually, when I talk to anybody, they say that, okay, we want to kind of replicate digital university model by which people can be really ready when they come out of the institute. So we have two, the best panelists we can think of, and we also call him, at least I call him as digital man of Kerala, right? So he was doing so many different things. And without too much getting into the details, I would like to hear from Professor Prasad Krishna what he thinks of how NIT, like Premier Institute, can play a very big role in the development of talent in cities like Calicut.
Thank you very much, Ravi. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for this opportunity. On the 28th of February, we celebrated the National Science Day by opening all our laboratories to the schools of Calicut district. And surprisingly, we could attract more than 2,500 children who had a great experience of seeing is believing, and they could go into 15 departments, multidisciplinary centers, and get a feel of what is science, technology, what is about engineering education, what I should aspire for. So I think these are the humble steps in bringing the scientific talent, nurturing the scientific spirit among our children. So we should start from the kindergarten. Unfortunately, some of us think research can happen only when you are post-graduation, master's, then you join a typical doctoral program, then only we start doing research. This is a very unfortunate, it should be the other way, bottom-up approach. Anybody can do research. And I'm really happy the education policy of the central government is giving lot of emphasis on research even at the lowest level. So what we have done is, as soon as the student enters the engineering disciplines, the first year, he or she will be exposed to design and manufacturing. He will get hands-on experience on the fab labs. He should get acquainted with the laboratory equipments. Forget about the theory. Today, youth is so much knowledgeable, they can pick up all this. And they will decide whether I should do a startup, whether I should develop into, whether I want a career in politics or journalism, what not. Today, we have come out of all the silos. When I took over as director, the first thing I did is to establish 16 multidisciplinary education and research centers. Not only in thematic areas of technology, but arts, culture, yoga, wellness, women empowerment, all kinds of, we need all. See, unfortunately, we were in a situation where the electrical, they don't interact with the electronics. So these silos have spoiled, and unfortunately the kind of compartmentalization by these regulatory bodies. I was also part of that in Delhi, but I'm sorry to say, information technology, information science and engineering, all kinds of jargon. You will see in the elite schools in the US, it is still electrical engineering and computing science. There is no department, electronics, electrical, computing science. This is unfortunate. In our tradition of India, it is holistic. Everything is holistic. We are only dividing. The moment we start disintegrating, whether it is an organization or our own human body, it will not speak the proper way. The mind and heart won't speak the same thing. I think something else, I feel something else. So this problem is created by our own regulatory bodies, too much of compartmentalization, and today, thanks to the policy, we are now coming together, these brighter minds, whether they are from social science, everything matters. And that is how I'm very happy, although we are very late, we are even involving in this. Today we are signing an MOU with Anand Technologies, the chairman who is also the alumnus of our NIT. Here our Dr. Subbarao Garu is there. We will be establishing a satellite research center at NIT Calicut, not just for NIT faculty, students or scholars. It is for the entire Calicut. Let the kids come and immerse and see the wonder. And this is satellite technology, space science and technology is the most multidisciplinary, where there is confluence of all the science, engineering, humanities, everything matters there. So these are all simple steps, but I can tell you, if you ask me, do we need a separate skill set for tier 3 cities? Not at all. The demands are same, whether you are in Hamburg or whether you are in a small hamlet in Wayanad or Coorg or in a village in Cochin. It is all same, friends. Don't try to compartmentalize again. Tier 3, we need another skill set. Tier 1, another skill set. We want human beings, not the degrees, not the CGPA. We want people who can deliver, who have the right attitude. Forget about the knowledge and skills. Nobody cares. Will a girl marry a person because of his wealth or handsome or because of his very famous? I don't think so. What matters is a loving, a benevolent heart. So friends, this is what Kerala has to see, whether it is our students, our faculty or the graduates, unless and until they have the right attitude, nobody can be successful. Whether it is in personal life, nor in the professional life. I think I will stop because of want of time. Thank you, Ravi, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Krishna. Actually, I think he touched upon a very important thing, and his stress on attitude was really exciting. So I used to remember there is a book called Ask, which talks about attitude, skill, and knowledge. And the book was actually saying you can have knowledge, you can have skill, but to be successful, you need the attitude. So that is what matters. I think, thank you. And he was also covering some of the holistic things, right, and what he did in NIT. So I think today, as he rightly said, there is nothing called Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 as such, because especially after COVID, then all these barriers are gone. Yesterday we had a very interesting discussion on how we can break the walls of IIM and NIT here. That was a very interesting discussion. It is already broken in Calicut. I think we want to see that happening across, right? And with that, I think, Professor, Dr. Saji, I just want to check with you. See, there is an industry, there is institute, then there is individual, then there is a community. Is there a way we can integrate? Because since you are doing a lot of things connecting industry with academia, right, then if we can take it beyond that and maybe connect more with the community and really see how we can make it, even while they are studying, how they can be much more focused on community problems and solve many of the things with their intellectual thing, how we can extend this, right? And thoughts on that, along with maybe some of the other things what Professor Prasad Krishna said. Maybe your comment on that.
Thank you. Good morning, and I should really congratulate the organizers of KTX for doing such a wonderful job. It is great to be back in Calicut to see such a great event happening, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. Now coming back to your specific question, so this industry institute linkage, in fact I am sure Professor Prasad Krishna has mentioned in many forums also this, that we used to speak about this for several years. In almost every body which you speak about this and say that that is not happening. So there is something missing in this whole equation. What industry expects and what academia provides, and what academia expects and what industry provides, there is a gap. So we are actually, at Digital University, we are actually trying to bridge this gap, because we believe that these are not two different entities, and academic institutions of the future, and thanks to new education policy, also have a direct role in playing in the economic development, because we are today speaking about, we are moving from a economy creators to a creator economy. So academic institutions also have to play a role. And specifically in Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, I fully agree with Professor Krishna that you really need attitude. But I want to add that when someone is looking at a talent in a Tier 3 city or Tier 2 city, if you look at somewhere there large industrial activity is not there, they actually wanted people with more day one skills. Because they are primarily, when they come, they say that, okay, is there a ready-made talent? We are ready to come. So the challenge of the institutions is that when you are in smaller cities, you need to ensure that the talent you come out of is even better than what comes out of in a larger city where the student has got a lot of other opportunities to look at the ecosystem. Now that is a problem. Now the problem is that even the academic institutions many times are away from the industry, so they don't know what is happening at the industry. So how do you solve this issue? So what we tried in digital universities, we said that let industry be inside the academic institutions. And that is not that industry come and start here, but let institution itself start. So all my faculty has been given a mandate that either you bring a large research project or you should have a large consulting project or a industry development project. Otherwise, your tenure is not going to get confirmed. And we are only 3 years old, but in 3 years, we may be one of the few institutions in the country where 80% of our revenue is now generated not from fees, not from government grants, only through the type of work my faculty is doing. Now, what is the advantage of this? The advantage of this is you are now able to make sure that the students actually see what is happening. But can a faculty who has been trained in a conventional way can do this? Answer is no. So what we have done is, we have faculty members, but we also recruited people from industry, almost all top industries, Infosys, Oracle, all those places, we have actually taken top talent. They work along with the faculty to create a team in the IT development. We have a similar team in the hardware. Because of this, we are now actually running industry, and we used to say that like Tata's advertisement, we also teach, but we do many other things other than the teaching also. So in this manner, the advantage is students are actually getting exposed to the real practices of the industry, plus the another challenge, especially in premier institutions, I don't call myself as a premier institute, but like the IIM or NIT, is that the students who come there generally move to other places. Many of them go abroad. And the local people may not get the full benefit of that particular institution. So what we need to look at is, can we actually run some smaller programs where people actually get immersed in this? That's basically where we started a program called Digital Science Park, where the faculty of university plus the startups or the others will together actually trying to develop an IP-based products as such. In India's future is definitely about IP-based products as such. So it is the center of excellence in a slightly different manner where you are providing the infrastructure as such. So these multiple things were creating industry within the organization, bringing talent from outside within the institution, plus extending it so that large number of people can actually get associated with it. I think and why I'm giving you this example is that we are a new university, we are a state-funded university. The amount of resources which we have is maybe 1/100th of what a national level institution is getting. So with a very limited resource, we can actually come out with a model which is more practical for a large number of resource-constrained institutions per se. And I think that could be a model to be looked at in a little more detail.
Great. I think there is a lot of things to really replicate, and hopefully we will get a lot more digital university kind of stuff in Kerala. You think it is?
Digital University is planning to open 3 centers, 3 more research centers, 3 more centers in different part of Kerala as such. But the model will remain the same, that you are primarily taking people from multiple disciplines into the digital space. That's the talent development. But focus will be on quite a bit on the high-end research. And that high-end research will translate into economic activity around, which give opportunity for our students and people around it to it. Say, for example, just a week back, the first AI chip developed by any state university in the country has been released by Digital University. Now we are creating a large number of startups around that. So those sort of things actually will help to go into the next stages, what we believe.
Yeah, I think this is a great insight actually, because I think Dr. Saji is also the person. I think I remember when he was the CEO for Kerala Startup Mission, right? I think it was there all over the place. I think to some extent Kerala Startup Mission is today, the way we are seeing it, the founder is sitting here actually. So that actually helped. I think with this kind of integration with startups and the institute. I think that is another big thing. I can see a lot of things happening with IM also. Yesterday, Professor Debash was here. He was also talking a lot of things what they are doing with the startup. I think it is really exciting. So one thing, Professor Prasad Krishna, I want to know is, see, we normally talk about anybody in academics, we talk, all the professors are very busy. They don't have any time for anything, right? And it is not like they don't want to do it. Everybody wanted to be very much connected with industry. They want to do several things. But they say that it is extremely difficult to do anything beyond academics, right? And so typically when we from outside, when we are working on something also, we really see, okay, rather than changing what UGC norms are there or what some of the other things are there, what is it we can do beyond academics without touching them, right? And without breaking any of the things. So it becomes a real difficult thing because it becomes an overload for faculty, overload for students, and that itself makes it difficult to get some of the programs run along with the studies, right? And how you really tackle this kind of problems.
Thanks to the I should not say the recruitment rules. Today, if the faculty members have to move to the next levels in their promotion, they have to have a funded project, they have to have quality publications and not just teaching. So it is a two-way, whether you go to industry. In fact, all of us have happily 3 months of summer vacation. Some of them continue with their sponsored project in the campus. But many of my colleagues, they go to institutions or industries, India and abroad, and they can spend their time. And this time is to get possible, potential funded project from these industries. You can't expect industries coming to the campus and all that. Faculty members have to go to the industries, if possible, with their research team, and then get these projects. Thanks to the Government of India's policy now, all the highly funded projects needs a consortium model, not just the academy or industry, even the local self-government. I'm very happy. So it cannot be just one industry versus a professor. It has to be a consortium model. We have just submitted a COE, artificial intelligence, where thanks to our contact with Professor Saji, the UK is part of that consortium, and we have IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, but NIT will lead that COE. And recently we could get that 250 crores COE in urban planning and design. It is only because of this consortium discussion with all over the people. Today, thanks to a digital world, I can connect with our illustrious alumni sitting in the Ivy League universities in the US, Canada, Australia. So that is what the advantage. So networking is the key, I must say. If the faculty continue to be in their couches, I think nothing will happen. So also our students. And we have liberalized the curriculum. If 1 year, the students can go anywhere. Students can go to internship, do a startup, and come back anytime. So this is the flexibility in the curriculum, and I'm sure KTU also did the same thing. Earlier it was 1 semester abroad or 1 semester, but you can have 1 year. So that is where we are teaching too much of things, dumping this, not allowing them to assimilate and feel for it, get the real world experience. So that is where we don't have classes on Saturday and Sunday. We want the students to get this experience, and we have made it internship mandatory. Research, we have divided into different phases where they have to spend their time with the industry. So this is some of the ways, not only the faculty members, students have to spend time with the industries to have a real learning experience, and it is in the interest of their own career progression. Okay. Things are not easy. Just because I really appreciate Saji that he is doing it almost self-sustaining. I am sure government is removing all the grant, no more grants to any of the IITs and NITs. IIMs are having their own huge corpus. We don't have that freedom because we don't decide the fees like the IIMs. IIMs can charge 25 lakhs. I cannot charge more than 1 lakh for a semester. This is our problem. If they allow me to run like IIM, I will do it better than even IIM, I can assure you. But we have so much talent. The JEE students entering, the cream of the country is entering our NIT, and I'm sure we can do wonders with the highest number of faculty than any NIT in the country, 400 competent faculty. We can do wonders. But these are the things. But then a time has come. Today we take it for granted. My salary is coming on every 31st. No problem. But the days will be different. It is like the tenure position in the US. And somebody is eyeing on the comfort zones of the faculty members, policy makers. And I'm sure the time will come. We have to earn our salary too. And that is a welcome move. And I really appreciate Saji that he could, put this benchmark. Otherwise, you are out of the system. That is the only way the things can develop even in India. Everybody has to perform. Otherwise, you are out from the race. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's a great insight actually, because even NITs and some of these institutes are getting truly into performance-based models. That is what he's referring to. I think before closing, I think we are on time, I am told. So I just want to take, because we talked a little bit about what we can do, and I also want to see what we can do for Calicut, right? Because this is a unique opportunity here. There are 9 different organizations, right, came together and working in a kind of collaboration which we haven't seen anywhere in the world actually. So this thing, many places maybe it is only IT or only this thing like task force and other things and all. But here we have MCC, Malabar Chamber of Commerce, CII, NIT, IAM and CREDAI. So you name all the key bodies, everybody got together to develop the city, right? And in that context, I think, Dr. Saji, I would ask you, what is it you think Calicut should do different so that we can still grow faster and make a model for maybe the state and as well as for the country?
I think I'll take from the last point which Professor Prasad mentioned. Networking is the key. The ecosystem development is the key. The ecosystem development happens only when multiple players come into existence. And that is what Calicut has done. I don't think any other city in Kerala has done so good as far as ecosystem development for a growth is happened. And this is a proof of that. I think next stage of growth is to develop on the top of it. So almost every element which helps the growth of existing companies here, and you have seen the nice stalls where good products of the companies here itself has been exhibited. That growth is something which I think need to target on that, and this is the right step, and continue to strengthen that ecosystem. The moment the ecosystem strengthens further, I think the takeoff will automatically happen.
Okay. Professor Prasad Krishna, you want to add anything? So from the challenges for the city or?
No, this is what I also feel. Somehow, although we say Keralites are everywhere, even in Everest or even in the Gaganyaan mission also our Keralites are there, somewhere, somehow, I don't know if it's because of the parents, they don't want to put their children away from this Kerala or these kind. This has to change because you serve the whole world. Don't think that you are going to serve Calicut or, the Kerala. Those have to change. Today, sitting at your comfort zone, you are doing some job for some multinational companies anywhere in the Helsinki or anywhere in the world. So, gone are those geographical disadvantages that I am in a tier 3 city, I am not well connected. Today everybody is connected thanks to the excellent IT infrastructure the government of Kerala has and the bandwidth we have. So all these are in place, but you have to have, as I continue to reiterate, the networking, connect with the world, and don't be like a frog in the well. Sometimes I feel we have this syndrome in Kerala. We just see this world, this is what it is. They have not seen the outside world. They have to just move out and see, and not just Gulf or other places for some other reason, but the whole world is a very big space, lot of opportunities. So I think exposure is important, networking is the key again. We have the talent, we have, after all, it is Kozhikode which attracted the first European settlement. We are the people, the most hospitable people on this, I can tell you. Nobody can match the hospitality of the Kozhikodan. നമ്മളെ വെല്ലാൻ ആരുമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ that is the reason even the Portuguese and all people were attracted because of the hospitality of this, and that should be cash, and we should. And there is a great opportunity, and I'm extremely happy these kind of exposition will get this experience, and I'm sure this will be a event every year. Thanks to the organizers, thanks for giving the opportunity, both the Chamber of Commerce and all of you, thank you. And let us work together to make Calicut the much sought after destination. They make us proud of the Kozhikodan, because this is a city of literature, which only we got the tag. So you see, not only in literature, arts and culture, we are good in technology also. Thank you.
I think with that note, I think we have to close it. Actually, it has become real fireside chat, right? Because suddenly we come, talk something, and we have to move away because everybody is saying time is up. So, because we want to discuss a lot more. Any closing? Okay. So, I think we will close it here. Thank you, Professor Prasad Krishna. Thank you, Dr. Saji Gopinath, for joining us. Thank you.